Yondu goes, yo, hey, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. It's really funny.
Yeah, because he flies in like.
But once he rescues Peter, when he realizes that, like, Peter is kind of in a situation.
Because what happens is when when his dad's gone, that means his powers are gone, so he can't survive in space.
Yeah, because the ego eventually is defeated. He's eventually defeated.
By both Peter and the bomb.
Right, because the bomb blows up the brain core of ego, the planet itself, and his daddy crumbles face first into nothing but mush.
Yeah, and we see him reform and
before, but he doesn't reform this time. So in doing so, Peter loses the celestial powers granted to him by him being,
connected to the
light of his father. So now Peter's a simple human.
Yeah, so he needs something to help him survive, the impact. So what happens is Yondu gives him the shield pack, which covers his whole body in a force field, and Yondu just takes a jetpack, and they both fly up. And as they're flying up, Yondu tells Peter, he may have been your father.
He was never your daddy. And as depicted in the other film, upon being out there in space without any protection, Yondu started to freeze, and lose consciousness, and he eventually dies.
And that was probably the saddest moment. Like after this we see his funeral and everything.
Yeah, Peter brings his body back down, and they put all the medals around him from the Ravagers, who actually, led by Stalker, played by Stallone, comes back to give him a warm and colorfully explosive Ravager funeral. And they shoot his body off.
And
what did they do? Did they cremate him or something like that?
Yeah, they cremated him.
And he went up into like colorful ash. It was beautiful.
It was kind of like in Star Trek when they sent Spock out.
Yeah,
but different.
It was pretty much like when Thor's mother died.
Yeah.
And she was turned into those sparkly whatever. And that's what happened with Yondu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice.
But yeah, so that whole mess was just a lot of moments in the movie really made you like just get up out of your seat and stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like,
it was really good.
There are so many whoa moments in the movie, and I gotta say, guys, I'm really glad I saw this because it was just I had so many feelings, a lot of like it was awesome. It was really fun, and it really touched my heart a lot.
Oh, that's great.
And I don't say that about a lot of movies. Not many movies I say that. So
wow, that's really incredible.
Well,
I will say this too. It touched me too, and also the fact that the situation with Peter and Ego kind of parallels a little bit with Gamora, Nebula, and Thanos.
Yes.
Because Thanos somewhat treats his offspring the way Ego does, except that...
Well, Ego basically sugarcoats them and then kills them.
Yeah, Thanos simply abuses them, keeping them alive, and just horrifically, like, modifying them.
Yeah, so his way of parenting is probably worse than Ego's.
Yeah, Ego at least puts them out of their misery. Yes. But it's really it's an excellent film.
Oh, and there's of course after credits of the film.
Oh yeah.
We also get to see now in the comics the original Guardians of the Galaxy team. They make an appearance in the film actually very prominently, multiple times.
Yeah, Charlie 27, Stalker, Ogard, and there's like at least what 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see the original team that weren't in the first movie, but they were the first team in the comics.
Right.
And that was really because we see them all together in the funeral and everything. Now apparently they're going to be the next Guardians of the Galaxy team, by the third film, or at least after the third film.
Yeah, it's funny because, okay, Starhawk, I think, doesn't Stallone play Starhawk?
Yeah.
He plays Starhawk.
Starhawk.
And Mainframe, who's voiced by Miley Cyrus. And Charlie 27, Ving Rhames, great choice to play that. And, Martinez Naga, he's like an outer space Iceman.
Yeah, basically. He looks, he's all crystallized and stuff.
It looks as though like they really gonna be taking up the mantle, or at least helping the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So the team's about to get bigger, I think.
Yeah.
And by the time we get to Infinity War, that's gonna be insane.
Oh my goodness, they're gonna be they're promising us huge surprises. This is why I think that the Fantastic Four might somehow wind up in this, because Fox and Marvel have been really chummy lately. Oh, and don't forget, Stan Lee.
Yes. So we see, right. So this scene we're coming back to when Rocket and Yondu escape. So we see when they get out.
Well, it's the end credits actually.
We see both actually. We see this.
Yeah.
And that's where we see Stan and
the Watchers.
And the Watcher. So the Watcher, that character is.
Well, actually, I don't think they have the right to Uatu, but they have the rights to the Watchers in general as a race.
But the thing is, that clearly looks exactly like Uatu.
Well, they all look like Uatu. Well, they all do. They're all giant-sized, bald-headed guys with tunics.
I mean, it's hard to really, mistake them.
Well, here's the thing. Stan Lee is wearing like an astronaut suit, and he's talking about the times that, like, he was a FedEx delivery man or something, which is clear reference to Captain America Civil War when he brought a package to quote-unquote Tony Stank. Is there a Tony Stank? He's referencing that.
Yes.
So it's really, really interesting. And I love it.
Yeah, so that was really cool. So we get to see the Watcher, and that gives me a lot of hope that we're gonna see more of the more cosmic stuff. Like,
yeah, well, kids, like, how can you have a galaxy theme without Galactus?
Galactus is the biggest character when it comes to this stuff.
Marvel, please buy back the rights to Fantastic Four.
Yes.
I heard that Fox wants to make another Fantastic Four movie.
Don't let him do that.
Based on Franklin Richards' interpretation of something. Like, no, do not do this. They destroyed this franchise.
Yes.
Marvel, take the reins.
They've done it like
take
4 times
wheels,
now.
Marvel, take the wheel. Get this out of their hands.
Yeah, Fantastic Four has been ruined 4 times by Fox.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. The one with Chris Evans, who I'm a huge fan of. Chris can do no wrong, but, I mean, that one was like kind of... It wasn't critically acclaimed, but it was decent.
It was decent.
But the most accurate depiction of the Fantastic Four, if you ask me, the most accurate
everyone
is the one by Roger Corman.
Yes, everyone agrees that's...
I'm sorry, but it's a little old, and it wasn't like
you guys
actually released.
You guys probably don't even know what that is because it's really old and it's hard to get a hold of, even on YouTube. I mean,
it's on YouTube. You can see
find
it on YouTube. But we digress. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is an excellent film.
Excellent film. I would recommend. Anyone would recommend it to everyone, if anything, because it's just insane.
Yeah, the cast was first rate, and it's just an amazing. The director, James Gunn.
Yeah.
Awesome. My favorite director. He's among them. James Gunn, Joss Whedon, the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
And the new director that's doing Spider-Man Homecoming, John Watts. That's Spider-Man Homecoming's director, John Watts. So for me, it's Joss Whedon, James Gunn, the Russo brothers, and John Watts so far. Yes.
At the very last scene of the film, we get to see, if you guys remember in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, there was that cocoon in the Collector's chamber.
Yeah, we thought was Adam Warlock. Well, apparently that was not Adam Warlock.
No, we see that Adam Warlock. That's what they call him. They call him Adam.
Yeah, Aisha. She calls him Adam.
So, you know, they're creating this being as a means to further evolve their species, basically.
Yes. Because they're basically slightly enhanced humans with golden colored skin.
Yeah, and they are very, you know, xenophobic, germophobic and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, when they get on the Ravager's planet, and she, you know, the Queen Aisha, she's walking on a red carpet. They literally roll a red carpet.
That roll that the other members of the Sovereign had to roll out for her as she walked.
Yeah, so they're literally rolling out the red carpet for her. Like, wow.
It was really. I will say this: if Adam Warlock is anything like he is in the comics, he's gonna be amazing.
I have a feeling that he might be the one to beat Thanos in the movie in Infinity War.
Here's the thing. Actually, Drax was created to destroy Thanos.
Well, that's the thing, though, because if you think about it, there's really no way he could take him on in the movies.
I know, because he couldn't even handle
Ronan. He couldn't. Ronan just took him out, like multiple. Like he just took him out, like not kill him, but he knocked him out.
But remember how this is evolving, because in the comics, originally Drax was like a Hulk-like being.
Drax originally in the comics, Drax was a lot like basically it was like a Hulk mixed with Superman kind of.
Yeah, he had super strength, super speed. He wore a red cape.
Yeah, he could fly.
He could
I think
fly.
it was a purple cape.
He could fly, and he had that limited Hulk type intellect, but he had a bald head. And eventually, what happens is
at one point in the comics in the Infinity Gauntlet series, you know, him and Hulk meet up, and they both look at each other like as if they were both ripping each other off.
Yeah, it was really funny because Thanos was huge. He was indeed Hulk size, that somewhere between 7 and 9 feet. And now he's a little bit smaller, but they did it opposite because in the comics he was first that Hulk-like being, then he devolved into the more
tattooed,
like
dual wielding, you know, blades
and everything, and
he didn't have the powers that he had. He can't fly. His strength isn't. He's not as strong as like.
Yeah, he's not as strong as he was, but he's still supposed to be very strong.
I have a feeling that maybe they might give him that. Like, once
they tend to do this. He might just do opposite of the comics and evolve into that Hulk-like being.
Because, like, I mean, how is he going to take on Thanos? Like, he's not going to go out with 2 knives and Thanos is just going to wipe him out.
Yeah, because with the Avengers joining the Guardians of the Galaxy for Avengers Infinity War, there are definitely going to be some meetups in there.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be
people are looking forward to Groot and Hulk meeting. Hopefully Groot will be, like, big again by that point.
Well, that's what we forgot to mention, that at the end of Volume 2, Groot is seen in one of the last, post-credit scenes as a teenager with his Groot twigs out like dreadlocks and his twigs all over his room, and he's playing a video game.
So Groot seems to have a faster growth rate.
Well, yeah, apparently he is. You know,
I mean, he's supposed to basically be able to just always be this, you know.
Well, at least in the comics, but in the movies, I think they changed it.
Yeah, they made it more, you know, vine-like than tree-like. Because in the comics, he's a tree that can just instantly regenerate from, you know, almost nothing.
Yeah. Well, like, he can regenerate from a twig.
Yeah.
And he did that in the movie, because if you remember in the first one.
The only thing is that it takes a lot longer.
Yeah, well, they did it that way, you know.
But, you know, I guess they made it more believable.
Yeah.
Because they don't want him to be, like, too powerful.
Right.
Kind of balance out the team and everything.
Well, one thing I was always confused about was that, you know, originally they said in the first movie, because if you remember, in the comics, they initially said that Groot, and they said this in the movie too, his vocal cords are damaged and all he can say is, I am Groot. In that order.
Yeah, and now in the comics, it was like, because when his species, you know, gets older,
that's how
their larynx gets, you know, more, you know,
it becomes petrified.
So they can only say,
I am Groot. In that order.
Because you remember, well, none of you remember this, but when Groot first appeared, he was able to speak full sentences, and he was a giant, and He was a bad guy originally.
Yeah, he was a Marvel Monster Comics back in like what, the 60s, 70s or something.
Yeah, back in those days.
And he was like how big was he? Like 20 to 50 feet or something.
Yeah, he was basically like house size.
Yeah, he was like one of those giant monster size trees that were walking around.
Yeah, and I think him and the Hulk fought.
I don't know about that. There was a movie back in the 50s called From Hell It Came about a tree monster. That's what Groot looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, because From Hell It Came was actually a tree. A man got killed. They killed him, and he came back from hell as a tree. And he kidnapped and he killed people with his heart beating outside of his... Yeah, it was,
But yeah, at the time, Monster Comics was more of what to do because that was the whole seal of approval thing.
Yes.
And if any of you have seen the documentary about, like, from Marvel Comics from way back when to now, you know what I'm talking about.
But we're digressing here.
Yes. So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was an excellent film.
Yes.
It was just a
James Gunn once again knocked it out of the park. And as an actor, myself, I hope to one day work with him, the Russo brothers, Joss Whedon, and John Watts. I would love to work with him because even from the simple previews of Spider-Man, like the little snippets of the movie they show, the clips, the man is incredible.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to Thor Ragnarok, especially.
Oh my goodness, yes, Thor Ragnarok.
They're doing Planet Hulk. I know they're doing it. Because they may not be able to do a full-fledged Hulk solo film, but they can at least do a Hulk story just in other
Yeah,
films.
And I think this is gonna be the one that knocks Thor right out of the park.
Like everyone thought that the Thor movies were just
Yes, but this one looks excellent. I believe James Gunn said he loved this trailer more than anything.
Yeah, and people are kind of saying it's kind of like emulating Guardians a lot more.
Yeah, but I don't care. It's great.
It's great, honestly.
Yeah, and who wouldn't want a film where a Hulk is, he's teaming up with Thor,
and they're fighting demons,
and Doctor Strange, and they're fighting Hela.
Yeah.
And
they're fighting an army of demons and the undead and like the Grandmaster. Yeah,
played by Jeff Goldblum.
Yes. Oh my gosh. People are really looking forward if him and the Collector meet up because they're supposedly brothers, right?
Yes.
Yes, they're brothers.
See, they're like the lip inking down here.
Yeah.
I remember Jeff Goldblum from a show many years ago called 10 Speed and Brown Shoe. Love him in that, Independence Day, all the work he's done. Fantastic personality. I've never gotten to meet him, but I'd love to.
But yeah, so that was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you.
It was great. It was so great to have you, because...
Thank you.
I really missed you a lot, honestly.
I miss you, too. But we talk all the time anyway.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It's just great to be here. Yeah. You are my son. Well, thank you. Hope you enjoyed the review.
Have a nice day, everyone. And as always, Hulk out. Take care.
Hulk out.
Oh, hey, you're back. How'd it go? Well, I almost had it. I guess I didn't have, I still don't have enough power yet, but it should be working, hopefully. But, You seem happy.
I am.
Anything happened while I was gone?
Yeah, I just talking to an old friend.
Well, I'm glad you and our dad got to hang out.
Yeah. Wait, how'd you know that?
I'm you. I know everything that you know. You're the past me. I'm the future you, so kind of goes without saying.
Oh, yeah, right. Geez, don't need to rub it in.
So what you guys do?
We reviewed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, yeah. I remember that was good.
Yep.
Well, guess I'm going to get back to recalibrating this thing, but hey, I'm glad you got to spend some quality time with that. And
Yep. Definitely.
yeah. Hey man, I haven't seen you in a while, and I don't know what's been going on. That's all I gotta talk to you about. But what the? Jeez. Hey, you in here? What's all this? What has he been up to? Jeez. I can tell he's been busy. One of his like laser guns or something? You really label these things. I swear.
Hello, Daniel.
Hi. What did I just do?
You have opened a hole in reality. It seems experiment 616 was a success. Well done.
Huh.
Though it seems you've overloaded the device, you now have the opportunity to explore other realities.
Huh.
What will you do?
Well, I've always wanted to go on an adventure.
Best of luck, sir.
That was a hell of a trip. Hopefully he hasn't been in here. Wait a minute. Oh no. Did he? Oh, he better not have. I swear if he did. Jarvis,
Yes, sir.
tell me what happened.
Right away, sir. Seems experiment 616 was successful, thanks to you yourself.
Oh, that. I gotta get him back here. Access the last known coordinates he was sent to.
Error.
What do you mean?
Unable to pinpoint.
You gotta be kidding me. Can I use this to get him back?
Affirmative. Though it may take some time, the device has not been properly calibrated or tested.
How long will it take?
Approximately 2 years, sir.
What? You're telling me I'm gonna have to wait 2 years to get him back? So I gotta recalibrate this thing?
Affirmative.
Great. Well, that was several years of work down the drain. Okay.
What will you do, sir?
It's only a minor setback. I can still perfect this and get him back. Hopefully before anything else happens, but until then he's on his own. Oh, let's hope he doesn't find himself in any more trouble. That's a terrible assumption. Of course he is. Alright. Jarvis, I'm gonna be working on this for the next 2 years. See if you can track him while he's there, and hopefully we can settle this whole thing, because I have no idea what I'm gonna do until then.
Will do, sir.
Alright.
Best of luck to you.